Ah, you want a preview? I got you. I know the guy, so I got you. It's nothing.
A$AP Rocky just dropped the lead single for one of the most hyped rap albums we've seen in years, his track Punk. After almost 8 years since his last album, Rocky's return is nothing short of electric. The stakes are sky high, and the way he's reintroduced himself to the game, pure genius. Now, even though some haters are trying to downplay it, and those die-hard Drake fans keep tossing around that tired diss, it doesn't even matter. Rocky's new song, the visuals that came with it, and the insane amount of detail in this entire rollout are next level. The song alone has already split the internet, and that kind of reaction, that's exactly what makes this moment so special. If you've been following Rocky from day one, or if you're just a real fan of rap and creativity, you can feel how confident he is right now. He's moving like someone who knows he's got the upper hand and isn't bothered by any noise coming his way. So yeah, before we go deeper into how Rocky's changing the conversation and building something that could shake the whole industry, make sure to show love, because what's coming might just redefine the sound of this decade. Punk Rocky might be the first track from the new album, but it's already got fans and critics completely divided. Half are calling it a masterpiece, while the rest are losing their minds trying to figure it out. Look, it's one thing not to vibe with every creative move Rocky made, that's fair. But if you're out here calling this record mid or clowning it after seeing that wild video or even the single cover, which by the way is a straight up nod to Parappa the Rapper, then come on, just stop it. That reference alone is such a clever touch. Let's be real. We've had a long stretch of albums from big-name rappers that left fans wondering where the soul went. Projects like the Carter 6, Scooty, and What Happened to the Streets dropped with huge expectations, but ended up feeling empty, lazy, and forgettable. It's like the art form started losing its spark, becoming more about streams than about making something that lasts. But what Rocky's doing right now is the total opposite. He's proven that rap albums can still have real direction, care, and creativity behind them. Whether you think Punk Rocky is a masterpiece or not, the fact is, every frame, lyric, and vibe shows he's putting effort and thought into his craft, something a lot of artists stopped doing a long time ago. When you see Rocky going all out with this release, it's clear he's playing a deeper game. This isn't just a let's chase a #1 hit type of move. He's building something that stands for more than hype, just like what the greats do. Artists who drop singles that mean something, that set the tone for what's coming next. And honestly, you can feel that same kind of energy here, the type of creative confidence we saw from his close friend Tyler the Creator when he dropped his bold lead single for Chromacopia. Rocky's reminding everyone that real artistry still matters, and he's not afraid to take that risk. See, not every lead single needs to be the biggest hit or the most streamed track. That's not the point. The real purpose behind dropping a song like Punk Rocky first is to grab your attention and pull you right into the world the artist is building. It's about setting the tone, creating an energy that's both magnetic and necessary for the full experience. Rocky's not chasing a quick hit, he's creating an entire vibe that prepares you for the journey his album takes you on. Now, if you caught that recent statement from Builtwell, the brand doing the exclusive collab vinyl for Rocky's new record, they dropped some serious gems about what this project represents. In their PR announcement, they said, "The album reflects Rocky's growth while staying true to where he came from." That right there says everything about his mindset. Rocky personally designed the custom vinyl art himself, making sure every detail connects back to his New York roots. From the bold, city-inspired cover to the intricate touches hidden within the artwork, it's all intentional. The vinyl itself is a 15-track double LP that slides through genres like you're walking block to block through a city. One moment you're in a smoky jazz bar, the next you're in a gritty hip-hop cypher, then suddenly vibing to metal or indie R&B. Every song represents a different side of his world, a mood, a moment, a memory.
This project isn't just music, it's movement, growth, and identity all mixed into one. And when you understand that vision, that attention to detail, that fearless range, that's when you realize how out of touch that mid comment from Drake's fans really sounds now. Rocky's doing something way bigger than chasing chart spots. He's showing the full spectrum of who he's become, and he's doing it loud and proud. The Drake stans trying to drag Rocky right now seriously need to give it up. The wait for this album might have felt endless, yeah, maybe even too long, but the way Rocky came back makes it worth every second. Once you hit play on Punk Rocky and hear him flowing over those fast, sharp drums, it's game over. His vocals melt right into the beat, and the production keeps evolving through the whole track. Almost 4 straight minutes of energy that never dips. The record stays fresh, unpredictable, and far from the repetitive stuff flooding playlists these days. You can tell Rocky poured everything into this. It's not just a song, it's a whole experience. I can't wait to see how this track fits within the full album, because if this is just the opening shot, the rest might shake the scene in a way we haven't seen in years. And that music video? Oh man, that thing looks like a full-blown movie. The visuals, the story, the acting, the cinematography, it's all cinematic perfection. You can tell Rocky treated this rollout like an art piece, planning every frame with the kind of care that only a few artists in the game can match. Everything about this feels like it's leading to something massive. And speaking of visuals, did anyone else catch those Beetlejuice-style details? The gothic tones, the quirky framing, the wild surrealism. It all makes sense once you realize who's behind it. Because not only does the video feature Winona Ryder, a star from the Beetlejuice movies, but it also includes music from the legendary Danny Elfman. That's not just a cameo, that's a creative statement. Then, when you look closely at the album cover and see the name printed right under Rocky's, Tim Burton, it all clicks. The guy who directed Beetlejuice and so many other dark, iconic classics actually had a hand in shaping the visual world of this album. That's why everything feels so eerie yet stylish, like a mix between a fashion film and a dream sequence. Rocky isn't just dropping music anymore, he's crafting a cinematic universe, and the industry should be paying attention because no one else is moving like this right now. So get this. Tim Burton himself designed the cover art for Rocky's new record and oversaw the visuals for the whole rollout. He's not just some side collaborator, he's basically acting as the creative executive producer behind the scenes. And if you're telling me A$AP Rocky teamed up with one of the greatest movie directors ever, not just for storytelling, but for full-blown world building, that's a wild level of artistry right there. Think about it. Burton's the mind behind those 2 Batman films everyone forgets were ahead of their time. Edward Scissorhands, and so many other dark, beautiful projects. Love or hate his later work, no one can deny his genius when it comes to creating visually unforgettable worlds. His aesthetic is one of a kind, haunting, weird, and absolutely stunning. Honestly, who else has a more distinct visual identity than Tim Burton? Every frame he touches turns into something you can recognize instantly. Eerie yet elegant, bold yet poetic. Now imagine that same creative force working side by side with Rocky. That's not just music anymore, that's full-on art. It's like if Kendrick Lamar got Christopher Nolan to produce his album, or if Pusha T teamed up with Martin Scorsese. That level of partnership where both sides complement each other perfectly. Rocky's sound and Burton's visuals feel like they were made to collide. Both unpredictable, both visionary, both obsessed with detail. Watching how Rocky has handled this rollout, it's clear he knows exactly what he's doing. From the Punk Rocky track to the stunning visuals and album art, everything is clicking into place like pieces of a larger story. You can tell he's building an entire world, not just dropping a few singles. And the more you dive into it, the more it pulls you in. It's cinematic, stylish, and powerful all at once. Seeing this kind of creative confidence from Rocky is exciting because it proves he's not just making music anymore, he's building a legacy. This might sound like a bold claim, especially considering A$AP Rocky's track record and how strong his past drops have been, but it really feels like he's on the verge of releasing his magnum opus. Everything about this new era screams high concept, visionary, and perfectly calculated. The rollout, the visuals, the sound,
All of it feels like it's building toward the biggest project of his career. If Rocky actually delivers an album that blends pop with other genres, backed by Tim Burton's creative direction and 8 years worth of focus and evolution, we might be looking at an Album of the Year contender before the year even really starts. Every piece is lining up. The concept, the soundscape, the visuals, and that signature Rocky confidence. It's all there, ready to explode.
But one question still hangs in the air. Who's going to be featured? Because the features could completely shape how this world feels and sounds. They won't just affect the storytelling and vibe, they'll determine the reach too. Imagine if Rocky and Rihanna actually dropped a collab on this album. That would be chaos for the charts. Drake might need to take cover because that kind of track could run the year non-stop. Now, Rocky did confirm that none of his earlier singles will appear on this new project, which means we won't be seeing the J. Cole collab or that Alchemist-produced Ruby Rosary track. But he did hint at a whole new lineup of collaborators, and that's where things get exciting. He's mentioned producers like Metro Boomin, who could easily bring out Rocky's darker, more cinematic sound. And it doesn't stop there. He's also teased having tracks with legends like Busta Rhymes, Slick Rick, and Flavor Flav. That mix of generations could make for something truly special. If all of that ends up on the album, we're talking about a project that bridges eras, merges genres, and redefines what a modern rap album can sound like. Every move Rocky's making right now points to something massive, and this time it feels like he's ready to deliver his masterpiece. After all these years, who even knows how many times this album has been reworked, reshaped, or completely flipped around? Rocky's had nearly a decade to experiment, refine, and reinvent his sound. So whatever version we're about to get, it's bound to be something deep. The mystery around this project just adds to the hype. And with the record officially dropping on January 16th, we won't have to wait long to finally see what he's been crafting behind the scenes. Until then, it's best to just sit back and enjoy watching how Rocky continues to move. Every teaser, every visual, every detail feels like part of a bigger plan. And it's obvious he believes this is his strongest work yet. You can sense it in the way he talks, the way he performs, and the level of care and everything tied to this rollout. As an artist, as a creative mind, and as one of rap's true trendsetters, Rocky's about to put it all on the line with what he believes is his best project ever. So now it's over to you. What do you think about everything leading up to A$AP Rocky's new album? What kind of sound are you expecting? Who do you think might show up on the feature list? And most importantly, how are you feeling about the world he's building around this record? Let's talk about that new single, Punk Rocky, too. Did it grab you right away, or are you still figuring out how you feel about it? Do you think it's a hint at the album's deeper direction, or just a taste of what's to come later in the track list, especially since it lands all the way at track 10? Whatever your take is, this drop is about to spark major conversations, and I'm seriously curious to hear where you stand on it. And as we're counting down to that January 16th release date, one thing's for sure, the energy surrounding this album is wild. The culture's watching, the critics are waiting, and every fan base in hip-hop is tuned in to see if Rocky's really about to shift the entire sound of the game again. It's rare to see this level of anticipation for any artist, but with Rocky, it just feels different. This album isn't just another drop, it's a full statement, a declaration that creativity still matters in an era ruled by quick trends and short attention spans. You can feel the weight of 8 years worth of ideas, growth and evolution in everything he's previewed so far. The visuals, the production, even the tone in his voice, it all screams reinvention. Rocky's stepping into a lane that very few artists even dare to approach anymore, where music meets fashion, film, and pure imagination all at once. And if this project really hits the way people expect, we could see it redefine what a modern rap album can look like, something that feels as cinematic as it does musical. Think about it, the rollouts blending street style, avant-garde visuals, and Burton's dark, dreamlike energy all at once. That's not just marketing, that's world building on a whole new level. Rocky's always had that edge, that ability to turn his artistry into something bigger than music. And this time, it feels like he's channeling all of it into one massive creative explosion. Every sign points to this being his most complete work yet, not just for the hits, but for the story, the atmosphere, and the raw emotion behind it. So when January 16th hits, we might not just be getting an album, we might be witnessing the start of a whole new chapter in music history. Because love him or hate him, A$AP Rocky is about to remind everyone why his name still carries weight and why the game always feels more alive when he's at the center of it.